everyone. Welcome to another edition of Institutional Effectiveness Tips, brought to you by Weave. Today, we're going to dive into the great assessment versus grades debate, or what I like to call, I grade them, isn't that assessment discussion. Let's take a look at the differences between assessment and grades first. It can be a little confusing because assessment and grades can use the same assignments. However, they are used in different ways. First, grades focus at the individual level. The performance is done by an individual student. The feedback is given to an individual student. The grading is done by an individual faculty member. And so at this point, what does the information tell you other than the individual performance? Assessment really focuses at the cohort or group level and focuses on learning outcomes. It's typically conducted by a group of faculty or an external group, and the feedback is given at the program level, group faculty level, or course level, and the information leads to actions for improvement. So here are a few thoughts about grades. Grades are sometimes treated as a proxy for student learning, but are not sufficient to really understand how well a group of students are performing and achieving the outcomes. Also, grades may not point to actions or improvements that could be made at the programmatic or course level. Let's take a look at what's included in an assignment. A lot of information can be included in grades. For instance, in an assignment, grammar, spelling, and syntax could be included in the grade. Points could be taken away if the assignment is late. In course grades, perhaps extra credit is included in the grade. And in both assignments and course grades, students are demonstrating different content knowledge and skills and abilities. So what would that grade tell you about these four outcomes if points are given or taken away for things not related to these areas? So what do you do when you're talking with a faculty member about grades versus assessment? Sometimes it's good to start with the assignment and give examples of how assignments can be adapted. For instance, if there is a chapter or final exam, perhaps the faculty member can focus on the questions that relate to the outcomes and not the entire exam. Maybe on a writing assignment, faculty members can use a rubric that's aligned with the outcomes, and they can report individual scores instead of one total score. And lastly, for the course grade, perhaps there is an exercise faculty can do linking the course activities to different outcomes and then reporting that information. Having these conversations with faculty is very important. When you're speaking to them about their course grades or their assignment grades, focus on a few things. For instance, what knowledge, skills, and abilities are students demonstrating in the assignment or course grades? What's the content that's included? Second, what's the takeaway from the grades? If 50% of the students failed the course, what action could be taken? What would the data tell you? If 3 students did not do well on a written assignment, again, what changes could be made based on those data? These questions will help you speak with faculty about how grades are not always a sufficient way to assess student learning. Hopefully now you're able to have a conversation with faculty about grading versus assessment. Please visit our Weave Knowledge Center for more information about workshops, webinars, and other presentations. Thank you and hope to see you soon.
Created using Powtoon.